Good evening. The result of the Alberta post-secondary budget cuts have left the University of Alberta with a $127 million budget gap.
The only way out is to slash even more jobs, but that won't be met without its own difficulties. Todd Murray is live and has more on the story.
That's right, guys. The U of A is caught between a rock and a hard place right now because laying off another wave of staff members will drastically impact the way the University of Alberta works, and that will require a major overhaul of its academic structure. The U of A has seen around 400 job cuts at the end of the 2019 to 2020 fiscal year, and is expected to see 325 more jobs get cut at the end of the 2020 to 2021 year, with another 325 the following year.
A lot of the budget cuts that are coming from the government are administrative cuts because the overhead is so high, so they aren't supposed to be cutting classroom budgets or educational budgets.
There is a silver lining to all of this called the U of A for Tomorrow. It is a plan with 3 possible scenarios that will help the U of A save money. Each scenario will consolidate different faculties together and establish interdisciplinary connections, which will allow students to cross academic boundaries. Although both the budget cuts and COVID-19 have made some people feel uncertain about the future of NAT, Jeff Dumont, the Vice President of Administration and Chief Financial Officer, says there's nothing to worry about.
Our financial health of our balance sheet remains relatively strong. We certainly have had erosion of that because we've had a few years of successive deficits, and so of course that has worsened the financial condition.
Jeff also said that the pandemic has made a huge impact on NAT's financial situation and hopes that it's temporary so NAT can get back to a balanced budget as soon as possible. Going back to the University of Alberta, the U of A for Tomorrow could see some new programs being added, some programs being changed, and luckily no programs will be cut.
Todd, you mentioned that NAT is likely not going to follow suit with more cuts. The cuts prior to COVID hitting cut NAT pretty deeply, didn't they?
They did, Madison. Earlier this year, a 6.8% funding cut led to NAT announcing that they would need to eliminate around 240 jobs through a voluntary departure program because the costs are because staffing costs make up for 70% of NAT's financial costs.
With some programs being changed at the U of A, will this affect students who are currently in programs that are being altered?
It's very unlikely, Jonah. I spoke with Holly Brody, the Issues and Strategic Communication Manager, and she said that a program a student is enrolled in today is a program they'll be completing tomorrow.
Thank you, Todd. That's Todd Murray reporting live from our news center.
You're watching NAT News Watch, the next generation of news.